Speak up, rise up, find your voice today. Toastmaster will show you the way from shy hello to standing in the light. Watch your courage shine so bright. Oh yeah, confidence growing, haters ignite. Step into power, speak with might. Elegant elites where your words take flight. Clap your hands, feel that spark inside. Eloquent elites where your words take flight. Speaking up, rise up, find your voice today. Eloquent elites will show you the way.
Tulin?
Yes. So let's start. Yes. Good evening, Toastmasters and guests. I am Toastmaster Tulin Padhy. It gives me immense joy to be the Sergeant at Arms today. Every Toastmaster meeting is similar to a banquet. We all sit at the same table and enjoy the same dishes, yet everyone takes away something entirely their own, tailored perfectly to their personal taste, mood, and appetite for growth. I am sharing here a few online meeting guidelines that we follow. These ensure a smooth meeting experience for club protocol. All Toastmasters not playing any role, please prefix TM to your name. All guests, please prefix your name with guest. Please take 10 seconds for this activity. This will help the Zoom master spotlight you quickly. Please put on silent mode your phones and all other noise-making devices. You may take 10 seconds to do so. Please keep your microphone on mute and unmute only whenever you are invited to speak. Please keep your video cameras on. Speakers certainly feel nice to see people's faces and not black boxes. Please turn off the video only when you have to step away or eat. Please note that this meeting is being recorded. Please stay back to network after the meeting. Great ideas, friendships, and collaborative ventures begin only at such moments. I'm glad to share here the mission of a Toastmaster Club. We provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. Toastmasters fosters leaders with values of integrity, respect, service, and excellence at the core of our hearts. Toastmasters International has charted the master plan and structure to help us members find and strengthen our voice. The community and corporate clubs are gyms that enable the constant workout and upgrades. Companies like Google, Microsoft, Amazon, Cisco, IBM, Infosys, TCS, Wipro, Apollo, Hindalco, Deloitte, Accenture, Dell, Oracle, Bosch, HSBC, JP Morgan Chase, all these have in-house Toastmasters clubs because they know this technical brilliance without expression is like a Ferrari without fuel. I am happy to introduce the fuel that keeps us roaring, the presiding officers of the day, our club president, distinguished Toastmaster Renosh Thomas. He lives in Dubai. He is a coach and creative thinker and loves organizing programs for children and teens. He has been a Toastmaster since 2019. He founded St. Paul's Toastmasters Club Bahrain and held various positions as VP, VPM, and President. He has telecom and IT industry experience in India and Middle East for more than 2 decades. We are proud to share that distinguished Toastmaster Renosh Thomas was chosen as one of the top 10 Indian directors by CEO Insights just last year. Over to you, distinguished Toastmaster Renosh Thomas.
Thank you, Sergeant at Arms Toastmaster Tulin. Can we give a big round of applause for our Sergeant at Arms for the warm introduction and setting the stage today for a special meeting that we are all going to witness today. Let me call meeting number 107 to order. I would like to call our Vice President Education, Toastmaster Girija Deshpande. Do we have any apologies to the agenda or are we good to go ahead?
Good to go. All fine.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Can I ask any of our members, one of them to kindly propose the adoption of the agenda and another member to second the adoption of the agenda?
I would propose the agenda, Toastmaster Huzefa Nulwala.
Thank you for proposing the adoption of the agenda. Can I have someone to second the adoption of
I
the
second
agenda?
that. I am Toastmaster Kuldeep. I second the agenda being proposed for this today's meeting.
Thank you, General Velvet. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Kuldeep. With that, our agenda has been adopted. We do have a number of guests present in here today. Probably quick. If you could just say, give your name, if you're a guest or a Toastmaster, and where are you joining in from? Just a quick introduction to the guests before I get into the next. So as I look over here, I can see guest Manish Gupta. Yes, please. You could introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Manish Gupta. I'm joining from Mumbai.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Manish. And I believe your wife as well, Pooja, is here with us.
Yeah,
Thank you
hi,
so much.
Pooja. I'm Pooja, Manisha's wife from Mumbai itself.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Manish and Pooja, for joining our meeting. Guest Nitin Jaswal. Go ahead.
Good evening, everyone, and apologies after like a black box today. I am Nitin Jaswal. I am joining from
All right. Welcome, Nitin. Our guest Somudeep Rana. Good to have you in our meeting.
Hello, everyone. Good evening. So I'm Somudeep. I'm joining from Jharkhand, and this is my first Toastmasters. So really super excited for it.
Fantastic. Wow. Welcome to our meeting, Somudeep.
Thank you. Thank you.
Guest Viral Shah.
Hi everyone, myself Viral Shah. I'm joining from Mumbai. Really excited to understand about this. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Viral. I know her, but it would be good for her to introduce Toastmaster Kiran Kapoor. We collaborated a couple of weeks ago for a joint meeting, but please.
Sure. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. My name is Kiran Kapoor, and I am a member of two clubs. And today I am joining from Delhi. Thank you. Back to you.
Thank you. Thank you, Toastmaster Kiran. I can see Toastmaster Mudit Bandhari. If you could introduce yourself, please. Which club?
Hi, thank you so much, Presiding Officer Renosh. I'm Mudit, part of a community club, Goregaon Speakers Community, based out of Mumbai. Looking forward to this meeting. Yeah.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Toastmaster, for joining our meeting. We have Mohammed. Just Mohammed, if you could unmute.
Am I
Yes, please.
audible?
Yes, you are.
Yeah. Am I visible too?
Now, yes.
Yeah. So I'm Mohammad Rehan, staying in Navi Mumbai. I'm official member of Initiative Toastmasters Club as well as Mangap Communicator Squad. And
From Kuwait.
yeah, I'm VP PR. Thank you.
Oh, you're close to the place where I am at the moment, so good to have you with us, Mohammed. Wow, we've got lot of guests coming in from Mumbai, from India, from the Middle East. Let's see who's next. We have Lusanda. If you could introduce yourself, please.
Evening, Toastmasters. I'm Lusanda. Thanks for having me. I'm joining from South Africa.
Fantastic. Thank you for joining and hope the meeting will be enjoyable to you. Distinguished Toastmaster Nayana.
Hello, everyone. Good evening. I'm joining from Dubai. I'm a Toastmaster since 2015. Hi, everyone.
Right, thank you. So we are neighbors. I'm joining from Dubai as well. Nice to connect with you. Thank you so much for your presence. I hope I have covered. Is there anyone whom I've left out? But I would like to recognize the presence of Division A Director from India, and I would like her to kindly introduce herself as well. Toastmaster Ranjini Rao.
Thank you so much, DTM Renosh, and very good evening to everyone. I'm Division A elect. As of now, official duty has yet to start. So lovely to be here. Of course, I am not able to make it regularly because we also have our meetings on Sunday afternoons and it becomes a little bit difficult. But going forward, I think I will, looking at the energy of the club, I think I will definitely try to join in more meetings. And thank you and looking forward to a wonderful session today.
Thank you so much, and congratulations to you for being elected as Division A Director for the term 2026-2027. Thank you so much. All the very best. All right, I believe I have called in most of you here. I can see someone by the name of just B. Big B with us today. If you could introduce, I will take that and then I'll move forward. Maybe he or she doesn't realize. Yes, go ahead.
Hi, this is Renosh. This is Biraj. Unfortunately, I met with an accident and I just logged in right now. I'm resting at home. Looking forward to seeing the recorded version tomorrow. Thank you so much for all the time you gave me. And I'm looking forward to being a part of this group. Thank you so much. And I'm very sorry I've not started my video because I'm lying on bed and I'm just listening to all of y'all. Please carry on.
Thank you, Biraj. We connected earlier and he told me that he had some personal emergencies, but he's joined in today. So hats off to you, and we hope you recover your health as soon as possible and join us.
Thank
but
you
please
so much.
relax and enjoy. There was a boy in a village. He went to his dad and he asked the question, Dad, what is the value of my life? And dad didn't want to give him a philosophical answer. Rather, he took a stone and gave it to his son and said, Go to the nearest shop down the road and give the stone at the counter and say it is for sale. And if they ask you how much is the value you're expecting, just show 2 fingers. So boy was excited to learn something. What's the outcome of this? And he goes down sprinting to the nearest shop, gives it to the counter, and the receptionist asks, What do you expect from this? And he raises 2 fingers. And she says, $2? He takes the stone and he runs back to his dad and says, Dad, the value of the stone is $2. And dad says, Now go to the nearest quarry, the stone cutter, and give the same stone over there and say this is for sale. And if they ask you how much is it, raise 2 fingers. He does that, and at the counter, the lady asks, how much do you expect? And she says, $200? The child is so excited. He hasn't seen $200 in his hand before, let alone it was $2 couple of minutes before. Runs to his dad and says, Dad, $200 is what the lady at the query had offered. And he says, boy, now take this same stone and go to the gems collector store, cross the road. And when the counter lady asks you how much it cost, just raise your 2 fingers. The boy was excited, thrilled, thinking it might have reached already its maximum value. Nevertheless, goes down the road, across, goes to the gems collector, gives a stone to the counter, and the lady says, how much do you expect? And he shows 2 fingers. Looking at the stone, the lady at the counter comes back in 10 minutes and says, I will offer you $2,000 for the stone. His eyes just lit up. He couldn't hold his breath any longer and he sprinted to his dad. And dad told him this lesson. It depends. The stone was the same. You went to different environments. Every eye had a different angle at a look at it. The value of the stone is precious in that person who knows the value of that piece. Surround yourself with friends, with colleagues, with family who knows your value. And that is the reason nearly 100 years ago, there was a person who gathered around 15-20 people in a YMCA hall. Many people were thinking this is of no value. $2? $200? Why would he collect few people in a YMCA hall? For what purpose? He just wanted to help them in their public speaking, leadership, and communication skills. Ladies and gentlemen, that person who started a small group in LA 100 years ago is alive today, and that is the reason you and I are meeting on this platform. That person who knew the value of the human being, the value of the stone, surrounding them with the right audience, was none other than the founder of Toastmasters International, Ralph C. Smedley. 100 years since, Eloquent Elites is one of the clubs that emulates the objective of public speaking, leadership, and communication skills. So I just put a thought to each one of you here. You might be in a different situation right now. You might be placed in a tough environment. But remember, plants are put in the right soil, they will reap fruits. Find out your value, surrounding yourself with people who really value you. Eloquent Elites was chartered in the year 2021. It is the first Rotary Toastmasters collaboration club in India since, and it was the 5th such club in the world at that point of time. Kusuma Rao was the charter president. Eloquent Elites, ELITES, is an acronym which stands for Empowering Leaders of Integrity Through Experience and Service. Toastmaster Girija Deshpande, who is the current Vice President Education, is our founder. Not only that, she did not stop with the Eloquent Elites. She has also founded Eloquent Elites Gavels Club for children up to the age of 17 in the year 2023. And we are proud to tell you we have more than 60 children who are part of the Eloquent Elites Gavels Club. This is an open online club, and we have members all the way from US, Middle East, and India who are members of this club. With that, it is now time for me to hand over the control to the Toastmaster of the day, or for the guests here, we call it as Master of Ceremonies, who is going to now take this meeting till the very end. And what today's meeting is all about. Something special, very close to my heart. And in fact, I'm sure to all of us who are present out here. And that is the reason why we most likely joined this meeting, to know what is that celebration, what is that theme that we're going to talk about. And to do that honors, I have to hand over the control to a person who has been in the Middle East for a very long time, born and brought up in Kuwait, grew up in the Gulf, had his education in Kerala, his first career in Mumbai, traveled across the Middle East, and currently based in Dubai. He's working for a telecom company with over 23 years of experience. He is still getting ready over there. I can see him across my eye. He might need a minute or two to come in, but for sure, I'm sure that it's going to be a roller coaster ride for each and every one of you. With that, ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together to help me welcome the Toastmaster of the day, distinguished Toastmaster Renosh Thomas. He's still getting ready over there. Probably he's just going to have a cup of tea and sip. Well, there he comes. Thank you, distinguished Toastmaster Renosh Thomas, presiding officer. Ladies and gentlemen, greetings to all present over here for today's awesome meeting. We have an audience coming in from many parts of the world, truly global. Thank you, presiding officer, distinguished Toastmaster Renosh, for your kind introduction. Greetings once again, fellow Toastmasters and distinguished guests. Today, our meeting is extra special. Why is that extra? It is an international observance celebrated annually on June 1st. It was established by the United Nations General Assembly in the year 2012. This day is special to us as it honors parents and caregivers across the world for their selfless commitment, lifelong sacrifices, and vital role in nurturing children. It is celebrated as the Global Day of Parents. And today, we have chosen a theme that bridges our personal lives with our growth as communicators. The theme of our meeting is the foundation of leadership. Now, I'm not going to have a just one way communication. I would love each and every one of you to respond. Obviously, I would not request all of you to switch on your mics. That would definitely be an interruption, but use the chat box. In between, I would put in certain thoughts, and I would like all of you to please respond using the chat box available. Now here, think of honesty, integrity, empathy, gratitude. Put in the chat box that one life lesson you learned from your parents or caregivers. That one life lesson. Go ahead, flood the chat box with your responses. Right. While that is happening, fantastic integrity. I can see that coming in. Keep coming in. Okay. Meanwhile, I'll just have my virtual background set. That's fine. Parents are our first teachers, our first mentors, and the architects of our values. Just as they laid the groundwork for us to become the adults we are today, we in this club provide similar foundation for each other, supporting one another's growth, speaking with honesty, and leading with kindness. We have a simple game of guess the character, and it is open for members and guests present in today. And I will reveal that specific characters at the end of the meeting. The winners can connect with myself for Toastmaster Girija, and we will definitely provide you with a certificate. Now, I will be introducing 3 characters today. The upbringing of all are vastly different, each of them influenced by distinct family environments and societal context. You will get some clues for the influences, their education, the character development, influence of the parents and parental figures to help you trim your options and hopefully get it right. So, are you ready? Give me a thumbs up, a virtual thumbs up, or those who are on the screen can give me. Fantastic. Good. Now, I will give you the first clue, and I will make it easy for all of you by displaying that on the screen so you can have a quick look at it as well. Okay, here we go. Let it come on the screen. Okay. So there are 3 characters. The first character was born in the 19th century, right, into a secular, middle-class Jewish family. His influences, his father and uncle operated an electrical equipment company, which introduced him to the complex technical concepts at a very young age. Character number 2 was also born in the 19th century. And following his father's death, he grew closer to his mother, who was more indulgent. But his home life remained unstable as the family kept moving frequently. And a third character, contemporary figures, born in the same 19th century. He was son of a prominent British statesman. His childhood was marked by a distant relationship with his parents, but he was raised by his nanny and attended elite boarding schools. I will stop over there. And that's the first set of clues. If you know who they are, put in the chat box. But you'll have more clues as we progress to help you fine tune the characters. This meeting is divided into 3 parts. The first part is the prepared speeches followed by table topic sections or impromptu speech section. The third is the evaluation section, which will be led by the general evaluator. Now, to build this foundation of leadership today, I am supported by an incredible team who will help guide us through smooth running of this meeting. First, let me introduce a special guest. He's a man who bridges 2 worlds. He began his journey by mastering the technical precision of engineering, but today he channels that analytical mind into the professional world of banking. When he isn't balancing books or analysis or analytical data, you will find him pushing his physical limits as a dedicated fitness enthusiast, all the while maintaining a happy-go-lucky spirit that lightens up every room. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together and please welcome our General Evaluator, Toastmaster Kuldeep Singh from the other Toastmasters Club to kindly explain his role. Over to you, Toastmaster Kuldeep.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters, dear guests, and the host of this ceremony, DTM Renosh. Thank you very much for your kind words. I am Kuldeep Singh. I have privilege of being the general evaluator for this meeting. As human being, we have a propensity to grow. And to grow, we need somebody who can help us in which areas we are doing well and which are the areas we can even do better. And that is where the evaluation segment comes in. It is where the learning gets converted to the growth. We have a propensity to overlook the small details. So I, along with my team, will be steering the ship of learning and will help you to find out what we did well in the meeting, which are the areas we can do even better. I'll be back in segment 3 to take this meeting forward. With these words, I hand over stage back to DTM Renosh to take it forward. Thank you.
Thank you, General Evaluator, Toastmaster Kuldeep Singh. Our next member is the Grammarian who will introduce the word of the day and idiom of the day. Meet an expert in empowerment. As the Chief Learning Officer at the Skills Studio Mumbai, she has spent 14 years mastering the art of professional development, a true champion of our mission. She is a passionate Toastmaster who leads from the front, having successfully navigated multiple leadership roles within club and district levels. Welcoming on the virtual platform, Toastmaster Priya Rathore as grammarian to explain her role and unveil the word and idiom of the day, highlighting the use of language that unites us. Over to you, Toastmaster Priya.
Thanks you so much, DTM Renosh. And a very, very warm welcome to everybody. A very, very important aspect of language proficiency. People quite underestimate it. It is grammar. In fact, when we talk about grammar, we don't need it at all, especially when it is about the first language, the language that we are born listening to and born speaking with everybody. Their grammar doesn't play a role at all. But then if you move from that first language to the second and third, I would say proficiency in language is essential. The word construct, sentence, word order arrangement, and sentence construct is of utmost importance. And that's exactly where grammar plays a huge role. And we all have the propensity of making errors in grammar. And that's why it is essential that we take care of certain elements of grammar, very essential. So our word of the day is propensity, which means a habit of behaving in a particular way, more like our orientation at a particular point in time. For example, despite his talent, Vaibhav's propensity for procrastination has dampened his success that he would attain otherwise. And we also have the idiom of the day, which is steer the ship. That means to take charge and direct the course. After the passing away of their father, the two sisters or the daughters have steered the ship of the company to take it to success. As a grammarian, my role is to make list of good usages and the not so good usages of grammar. I shall be writing it separately and sharing towards the end when called upon by the general evaluator. As a mark of listening attentively, I would want to encourage everybody who listens to this word propensity to kindly give a thumbs up. And also, my request to everybody, whoever gets the spotlight, to slip in this word propensity and the idiom of the day steer the ship somewhere in their address. So let's try and get creative. Thank you so much, and over to DTM Renosh.
Thank you, our grammarian, for today's meeting, Toastmaster Priya. And let us all use the word propensity in our speeches, in sentences, and the idiom of the day, steer the ship. Thank you, Toastmaster Priya. Next, we have the R counter. She is a leader who will help us become more aware of our subconscious propensity to use filler words. She is truly multifaceted, by passion an audio-visual enthusiast, and by practice a certified face yoga coach. Wow. Proving that leadership and wellness go hand in hand. Beyond these interests, she is a dedicated altruist and a pivotal XCOM member at Billionaire Toastmasters. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together to help me welcome the R counter of our meeting, Toastmaster Nan Klein, to explain her role as R counter. Over to you.
What a wonderful introduction, DTM Renosh. Thank you for having me here with you all. And good morning, good afternoon, good evening, fellow Toastmasters and our lovely guests. So being a R counter for today, my purpose is to explain to you and to take a note words, sounds that are used as a crutch or pause filler by anyone who speaks. During the meeting, I'll listen for overused words, including and, well, but, so, and, you know. I'll also listen for filler sounds, including and Well, I'll also note when a speaker repeats a word or phrase such as I repeatedly, or this means, that means. At the end of the meeting, I'll report the number of times that each speaker used those expressions. Thank you very much. Over to you, DTM Renosh.
Thank you. A big round of applause to our R counter, Toastmaster and Klein. And finally, a timer who ensures we respect time. We are running behind few minutes, but something that is valued in every culture. She is a master of the stage who brings energy to every room. She is a professional corporate MC and party anchor by trade, and has channeled the same passion into Toastmasters since 2014. Throughout her journey, she has consistently built strong foundation of leadership, served as President Distinguished Division Director, Area Director, Chief Newsletter Editor for District 98, current Club Retention Chair under the Club Growth Director's Office. Let's hear from Distinguished Toastmaster Vrindavani Mulik for her role as timer and to explain the timing criteria specifically for the prepared speech section. Over to you, timer, Distinguished Toastmaster Vrindavani.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. Am I audible and visible?
Yes, you are.
Good evening, Toastmasters and guests. Imagine you're standing at a railway station. Train arrives on time, stops for a limited time, and leaves on time. Because of this discipline, millions of people reach their destination smoothly. A Toastmasters meeting is just like that train. And as the timer, I'm the guardian of the time. As a timer, I will be helping speakers to express their thoughts within the allotted time limits. My duty is to time prepared speeches, table topics, and educational session during this meeting. To help me perform my role, I have this set of 3 color cards. I'll show you cards. Let me know if they're visible. I'll show green card. Can you see green card behind me?
Yes,
I'll
we
cover
can.
my face so you can see that. The green card indicates qualifying time for your speech. Yellow card indicates target time for your speech. Red card indicates maximum time allotted to your speech. For icebreaker speech, I'll show the green card at 4 minutes, yellow card at 5 minutes, and red card at 6 minutes. For the regular speeches, for 5 to 7 minute speeches, I will show green card at 5, yellow card at 6 minutes, and red card at 7 minutes. Okay. For the prepared speeches, we have a grace period of 30 seconds on either side of the time limit. I will present the timing report when called upon by the Toastmasters of the day. Do you want me to share for the table topics right now
That's
or
fine.
later?
You'll be called in at that point of time. No problem.
Thank you very much. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you. Give a big round of applause to our timer, Toastmaster Vrindavani, for explaining the timing criteria for the prepared speeches. Now, continuing quickly, let's see how many of you are able to get to the character. Second clue coming up. For our first character, while he was often perceived as a loner who struggled with rigid authoritarian style of schooling, his interest in science and mathematics was deeply encouraged by his family and private tutors. As a character development, his curiosity was fostered through childhood interests in puzzles, philosophical discussions at home, and that eventually shaped his approach to scientific inquiry. Character number 2 struggled academically, failed to gain admission to art school, a rejection that fostered a deep resentment and bitterness towards the establishment. As a character development, he lived in poverty and began adopting radical nationalist and anti Semitic ideologies, which later became the foundation of his political worldview. And a third character was not a strong academic performer during his early schooling, often finding the rigid curriculum uninspiring. I hope we don't have any teachers out here. But he eventually attended the Royal Military College. As far part of his character development, his upbringing in the high stakes world of British politics and his early military experiences in colonial conflicts instilled him a strong sense of imperial duty, strategic ambition, and an even full mastery of rhetoric. Keep guessing. If you know who they are, you can put them in the chat box. We now move to our first section of the meeting, which is the prepared speeches. But before we do that, can I ask all of you present over here to switch on your camera? Let us take a group photo. Put a smile on the face. We've got around 29 of us over here right now, joining in from different parts of the world. Before we wind up, we would love to have all of your energy out on the screen. You can put thumbs up, love signs, emojis, whatever you want. Flood the screen with it. Because today, we are celebrating the Global Day of Parents. Here we go. I'm going to take a shot. 1, 2, 3. Okay, here we go. The first one is in. And I'll take one more in case if you are deciding to switch on your camera now. Here we go. One more. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. All right. Done. Thank you so much. Let me get into. Okay, here we go. Now that we have set the stage and are all warmed up, it is time for one of the core highlights of any Toastmasters meeting, the prepared speech segment. Leadership is not about talking, it's about sharing our stories. Our speakers today have prepared messages that reflect their own journey and growth. We have got 3 speakers in today. Before I call upon the first speaker, let me call his evaluator. Whether she is diving into her favorite hobby of swimming or seeking out her next great adventure, this Egyptian native lives life with boundless energy. Professionally, she channels that drive into making a difference through volunteering, while also serving as a proud member of the Desert Pioneers Toastmasters Club in Kuwait. Help me welcome our evaluator, Toastmaster Aseel Saeed, to read the objectives of the speech for speaker Toastmaster Huzefa. Over to you, Toastmaster Aseel.
Thank you very much. My target speaker will be embarking on the first project pathway, the Icebreaker. The objective is to introduce self and talk about themselves, any topic, while introducing themselves. 6 to how many minutes timer? Can you explain your the Icebreaker timer, please?
4 to 6 minutes.
4 to 6 minutes.
4 to 6 minutes. Okay, just checking. The speech title is Rewriting Myself, A Story of Rebirth. Rewriting Myself, A Story of Rebirth.
Thank you, Toastmaster Aseel. Our first speaker is Toastmaster Huzefa Nulwala. He's a professional in the dynamic world of business transformation and strategy consulting. He has a deep love for reading, a passion for discovering new places, and an appetite for experiencing diverse cultures and cuisines. He was the area level table topic contest 2026 first runner up. Ladies and gentlemen, he is a new member of our club. Put your hands together for our first speaker, Toastmaster Huzefa Nulwala. Just to make sure to check your mic, if you could just say your name and club name.
Huzefa Nulwala, Eloquent Elites. Is that audible?
Fantastic. And I'm sure you can see the timer on the screen.
Yes, I do.
Attempting dynamic leadership path, level 1, project 1, icebreaker speech. Toastmaster Huzefa Nulwala with the speech title, Rewriting Myself, a Story of Rebirth. Rewriting Myself, a Story of Rebirth. Toastmaster Huzefa Nulwala. All the best. Virtual floor is yours.
Thank you, DTM Renosh, for the wonderful introduction. Well, this is my first speech, as you heard, and it's called the Icebreaker. So let's break some ice. The title, Story of My Rebirth. Isn't that intriguing enough? Well, let me first make sure you're all well settled, excited, and comfortable. Well, I'll be honest, I am not fully comfortable, but that's me. I've always been someone who has this differing emotions. On one hand, I am super excited about my first speech. The journey just begun. And at the same time, I'm super anxious. I think the laptop does a fantastic job of masking my shaking legs right now. Well, I choose to go with the first emotion, being excited. Let me quickly introduce myself. A family man, an emotional person, hardworking, career oriented, goal driven, right? Are some of the adjectives that I proudly speak about myself. I also believe I'm someone who takes control and steers the ship. So, you see this perspective I have about myself, a responsible adult. Perspective, an important word, right? Because it shapes us what we become. It also creates this nice frame of reference through which we see the world, we see ourselves, we see life, right? It's an important thing. But there are certain moments, some special moments in life, which can change your perspective completely. Well, this is the story. This is a story about how my life almost ended. Well, almost. Otherwise, this would be a horror session, right? Well, let's get back to the perspective piece. I was cruising at the peak of my health at 40, a 40-year-old, planning my career, looking at my kids' education, what they're going to do, how I'm going to send them abroad, everything getting planned for the next 5 years. And I generally have this propensity of being planned, being organized, right? And as I was doing this, one day I walked into my friend's hospital just for a courtesy check. And in a few minutes, I was walking into an ICU room. I was walking into an ICU room with 3 confused people, 2 nurses and 1 slightly irritated wife. Why irritated? Because I made her interrupt her most important activity. She was talking to my mother-in-law. And she generally feels that I have this propensity of interrupting when she's talking to my mother-in-law. So she thought I was putting in an act. Well, I'll continue with this story some other day. But let me get back to the most important part. As I was lying on the bed, I had 2 key thoughts. One, through the glass door, I was looking at the bench where I was sitting before I walked in. And I had my wallet over there, which had my cards, my debit cards, my credit cards, my IDs. And at that point of time, I politely told my wife that please go and collect it. And then her response with the equal amount of irritation was, even at this time, Huzefa, you have the propensity to focus on money? Well, who doesn't, right? But then the other thought was my entire life flashing in front of me. What if I don't make through this? There is so much left to be done, right? And we all get this feeling. Well, there's a lot to speak over here at this point of time, but slowly things dawned on me. At first, it was the thought, why me? I mean, how can this happen to me? I've always been so conscious. And suddenly I realized another thought, lucky me. Why lucky me? Because of 2 reasons. One, I could have been anywhere. I could have been on the road. I could have been in a vehicle. I could have been anywhere. But where is that one place that you want to be when you're getting a heart attack? A hospital, right? Second, how many people really make through a heart attack? Not everybody. I was one such lucky individual, and I would say life gave me a second chance. Well, what do you do when life gives you a second chance? You start trying new things. You feel liberated. So from a responsible adult, I chose the next phase of my life. Well, after having done theater in front of a 250 plus live audience and taking all the applause, after learning to ride Royal Enfield, which I always wanted to do right from my childhood, and in the noise of the silencer, after doing numerous unplanned trips, a few more activities, I started focusing on one such bucket list item, which is networking and public speaking. And my dear friends, my dear Toastmasters, as I conclude, here I am, alive and ticking one of my bucket list item. And as I conclude the speech, I would like to take a quote from Michael R. French. Your life can end at any time. It can end more than once, but it can also begin more than once. This phase of my life, as I said, is exploring, and I'm keenly anticipating my next birth in the next few years. And who knows, probably this time as an entertainer. Thank you. Back to you, Toastmaster 3.
Thank you, Toastmaster Huzefa Nulwala. Can we give a big round of applause? And as is the customary, since you're giving your icebreaker speech, we in Toastmasters, we do a standing ovation. So on behalf of everyone present over here, and as the president of Eloquent Elite Toastmasters Club, I'm giving a standing ovation to Toastmaster Huzefa for attempting his icebreaker speech. All the very best for your future journey in Toastmasters.
Thank you so much.
And may I ask the audience to use a minute to give your feedback to the speaker on the chat box, please? Meanwhile, I will move to our second speaker. Thank you, Toastmaster Huzefa. You can relax. Before I call upon the second speaker, let me call his evaluator, Toastmaster Manoj Lenka. He says he is busy perfecting the art of doing nothing. Post retirement as a colonel, he has retreated to a retreat to retreat himself. Deserves it? Absolutely. As he has arduously and ardently served the nation for 3 decades. Salute you, sir. Help me welcome our evaluator, Toastmaster Manoj Lenka, to read the objectives of the speech of Toastmaster Siddharth. Over to you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Renosh. And today, don't you think we all learn from experiences of others? And we have that unique propensity to learn from others' experiences to steer our own ships. And today, we're going to do that. Second speaker of the evening is all geared up to share his experience of being a protege, a mentee, a tyro. So let's learn how he has steered his own ship and take few bits of that to steer our own ships. With that, timer to note it is 5 to 7 minutes speech. And over to Toastmaster of the day. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Manoj. Our second speaker is Toastmaster Siddharth Sadanandan, a sales manager at Britannia Industries Limited, Salem, Tamil Nadu. He holds an MBA from BITS Pilani and a BTech in Chemical Engineering from NIT Calicut. He enjoys reading, strumming the guitar, and watching films. He has served as Vice President Public Relations and was the recipient of the PR Stalwart Award in 2022. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for our second speaker, Toastmaster Siddharth Sadanandan. I would just like you to make sure that you are in your speaking position. If you're using your virtual background or you want to remove the virtual background, it's up to you. Just want to check your mic if you can say your name and the club name.
So my name is Siddharth Sadanandan. My club name is Toastmasters Eloquent and East Club.
All right. And I hope you are able to see the timer on the screen.
Yes, I can see the timer on the screen.
Fantastic. Okay, I will just remove the spotlight and you should be able to see that on the screen. Right. Attempting Presentation Mastery Path Level 2, Introduction to Toastmasters Mentoring. Toastmaster Siddharth Sadanandan with the speech title, Behind Every Confident Person. Behind every confident person, Toastmaster Siddharth Sadanandan. All the best. Virtual floor is all yours.
Hello, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Let me tell you a story. My palms were sweaty. My heart was racing. And I was staring at a room full of people, desperately hoping nobody would notice that I had completely forgotten what I was supposed to say next. A few years ago, I found myself standing outside a conference room, waiting to deliver an important presentation I had rehearsed for days. I knew my content inside out. Well, at least that's what I thought. The moment I stood up to speak, my mind went blank. Suddenly, the presentation slides seemed unfamiliar My voice felt shaky, and every pair of eyes in the room felt like a spotlight. Now, everybody, show of hands, how many of you have ever walked into a situation feeling confident only for your confidence to disappear at exactly the right moment, at exactly the wrong moment? Everybody, by a show of hands, you can react. You can show your hands if you've ever faced this kind of situation before. Excellent. That day, I somehow survived the presentation. And I use this word survived very deliberately. Afterwards, when I was busy playing the scenario a million times in my head, a senior colleague approached me. I was expecting criticism. Instead, he smiled and he said, "You know what your biggest problem is? You're trying so hard not to make mistakes that you're forgetting to communicate." The simple observation became the beginning of one of the most valuable mentorship relationships in my life. As a protege, I expected my mentor to teach me technical skills. What I didn't expect was for him to teach me confidence. Over the months that followed, he challenged me constantly. Whenever I said, "I'm not ready," he would ask, "How do you know?" Whenever I said, "What if I fail?" he would reply, "What if you don't?" It was both inspiring and mildly annoying, I'll have to admit. Mostly because he was usually right. One of the biggest lessons he's taught me was that confidence is not the absence of fear, it's the willingness to act despite that fear. Before that, I thought confident people were simply born different, that they walked into every room knowing exactly what to do. But through his guidance, I discovered something surprising. Most confident people are just ordinary people, just like you and me, who have practiced being comfortable. And often they've had someone helping them along the way. A mentor is a bit like training wheels on a bicycle. They don't pedal for you, they don't stop you from wobbling, but they give you enough support until you learn to balance on your own. And trust me, I wobbled quite a bit. There were presentations that went badly. There were projects that did not work out. There were moments when I doubted myself. But each time, my mentor helped me focus less on perfection and more on progress. Slowly, the confidence I had been searching started to grow. Not overnight, not dramatically, but steady. Today, when people compliment me on being confident, I smile because they are only seeing the final chapter. They don't see the mentor who pushed me, who guided me, who challenged me, and believed in me long before I believed in myself. And before I conclude, I'd like all of you to think of someone who has played that role in your life. The role of a teacher, the role of a coach, the role of a manager, that of a friend. Someone who saw potential in you before you could see it yourself. Someone who has the propensity to help guide you steer your ship. So, do you have that someone in mind? Does everyone have that someone in mind, that some person in mind? If you do, I encourage you to take a moment and thank them. Because mentors rarely realize the impact that they have. And perhaps someday we can pay that gift forward by becoming mentors ourselves. As I look back at that nervous young professional standing outside that conference room, convinced that he wasn't good enough, I now realize something. The confidence he eventually developed wasn't built alone. It was shaped by guidance, by encouragement, and belief from someone willing to invest their time in him. Because the truth is, success may have one face, but it usually has many fingerprints. And behind every achievement, behind every leader, behind every confident person is an inspiring mentor who helped them find their voice. Thank you, everyone. Over to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Siddharth. Can we all take a minute and give our feedback to the speaker on the chat box? And I will move to our third speaker. But before I call upon the third speaker on stage, let me invite her evaluator, distinguished Toastmaster Ramkumar Nachupally, who truly embodies our theme. Who truly embodies our theme tonight through his innate propensity to lead with integrity, safety, and purpose. He is a dedicated Toastmaster since August 2016. I have known him for many years and truly a professional when he comes on screen. He has led several accolades in the club, area, division, district levels. He is a former Central Government of India firefighter who now serves as an HSSE manager and a certified trainer in the Kuwait oil sector, bringing 23 years of world-class QHSE expertise. Since joining Toastmasters in 2016, he has earned a lot of accolades with an MBA in oil and gas management. He stands firm in the belief that leadership is not about positions or titles. It is entirely about behaviors and ethics. Help me welcome our evaluator, distinguished Toastmaster Ramkumar Nachupally, to read the objectives of our speaker, Toastmaster Girija. Over to you, distinguished Toastmaster Ram. Yes.
Thank you. Thank you very much. That was wonderful introduction. Toastmaster, distinguished Toastmaster, in fact, Renosh. Thank you. Today, our best speaker, perhaps I have heard again and again, and today she's embarking to the lessons learned, the project where the purpose of her speech today is, as a member, to learn about and apply the skills needed to run a lessons learned meeting during a project or for the member to share some aspect of her leadership experience and the impact of her lessons learned during the meeting. And I'm sure the timer has noted the timing is 5 to 7 minutes, and the speech title is Finding Direction in Disarray. Finding Direction in Disarray, and I wish all the best. Over to Renosh Thomas, distinguished Toastmaster today. Thank you. Good luck.
Thank you, distinguished Toastmaster Ramkumar Nachupally. Our third speaker is Toastmaster Girija Deshpande, founder of Eloquent Elite's Toastmasters Club, currently serving as Vice President Education, founder and counselor of Eloquent Elite's Gavels Club, content writer, YouTuber, coach, founder director of DG Consulting and HR Consultancy. Put your hands together to welcome our third speaker, Toastmaster Girija Deshpande, doing her presentation Mastery Path, Level 5 Elective Project, Lessons Learned. Just want to check, Toastmaster Girija, you can see the timer and of course,
Time,
if you,
time for a speech. Sorry for disturbing.
yes, 5 to 7 minutes.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. All right. So Toastmaster Girija Deshpande with the speech title, Finding direction in disarray. Finding direction in disarray. Toastmaster Girija Deshpande. All the best. Virtual floor is yours.
Thank you. Greetings, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Have you ever walked into a room and wondered whether you had entered a meeting or a debate channel? People talking over one another, half the team looking confused, the other half looking aggressive, someone asking who is in charge here, and everyone suddenly finds something very interesting to look at on the floor. Have you? I have. And that experience taught me the first lesson about leadership. Leadership is not tested when everything is organized. Leadership is tested when everything is falling apart. We often imagine leaders standing on the stage, announcing big decisions, great achievements, and receiving applause. Reality is usually less glamorous. Leadership often looks like trying to assemble a bicycle, using instructions in 6 languages that you don't understand, while 3 people are giving advice and 1 person is writing the wrong script. That's what leadership looks like. In other words, leadership often begins in disarray. I was involved in organizing a fundraising event for Rotary, a non-profit. The plan looked perfect on paper. We had committees, timelines, responsibilities assigned, and enough spreadsheets to impress even the best dedicated project manager. Then reality dawned. Leading in a non-profit organization is very challenging because CEO of a multinational conglomerate and the founder of a startup work shoulder to shoulder. There is no hierarchy, no reporting protocol. Everyone is a volunteer. Now the hired PR agency had disappeared. The volunteer who referred that agency became unavailable. Another member had misunderstood his role. A key task remained unfinished because everyone assumed that the PR agency was doing it, whereas the PR agency had disappeared. And I was the project lead at the wheel to steer the ship. But I had to also find out the holes and fix them. I had to look for nuts and bolts. I had to see if the sails were fitted. Communication had become patchy. Deadlines had slipped. The atmosphere changed when the PR agency disappeared. Everybody became panicky, frustrated. Questions multiplied. Which cost to support? One wants pediatric surgery and another team pitches for fruit trees for farmers. One screams quality and another says cost cutting. One says budget after sponsorships are assured and another says go with grand plans and sponsorships will happen. What is essential for one is avoidable frill for another. Publicity is all important for one, and for another, it is deplorable extravagance for a non-profit. At one point, I felt as though I was conducting an orchestra where every musician was playing it to a different tune and a different song. My first instinct was to work harder. That is my general propensity. Surely, if I sent more messages and build better rapport, more immensely connecting with people, intensely talking with them, probably everything will magically improve. It did. In fact, the more I reacted to the chaos, the more chaotic things became. That's when I learned my second leadership lesson. When people lose direction and become panicky, the leader must find calm. Panic is contagious. Fortunately, so is composure. Instead of trying to solve 20 problems at once, I gathered the team and I asked 3 simple questions. Where are we now? Where do we need to be? And what is the next step? Not the next 20 steps, but just the next one. Something remarkable happened. The fog began to clear. People stopped focusing on everything that was broken and started focusing on what could be fixed. I realized people don't always need a perfect, complete plan. They need a clear direction. Think about a ship caught in a storm. The captain cannot stop the wind. The captain cannot calm the seas. The captain cannot control the waves. But the captain can do one thing. He can keep the ship pointed towards the destination. So the third lesson dawned on me. Leadership is not about controlling circumstances. It is about providing direction despite circumstances. As the cultural event themed Unity and Diversity approach, challenges continue. But something had changed. Instead of asking who is responsible for this mess, people started asking, how can I help? It was so comforting. Finding sponsors, finding performing artists within budgets, affordable boarding and lodging for traditional artisans who came from different states, having auditions, finalizing the stage events, stage setup, green rooms, sound system, lighting, licenses and permission, food stalls, safety, hygiene, parking space, entry tickets, flyers, banners, PR, posters, MC, music, crowd management, police protection, municipal permissions, entry arches, countless things to look into. Instead of protecting the territory, people started collaborating now. Instead of focusing on obstacles, people focused on solutions. They understood that there is a whole lot of things to do and everybody took charge. Here is a funny part. When the event was finally over, many participants complimented us on how smoothly everything had run. If only they had seen the frantic phone calls, emergency adjustments, and the last minute improvisations happening behind the scenes. I smiled and thanked them because leadership is often like a duck gliding gracefully across the lake. Above the water, everything looks calm. Below the water, the feet are paddling furiously. The audience see the duck. The leader experiences the paddling. The event succeeded not because we avoided disarray, but because we learned to navigate through that disarray. And that brings me to the final lesson that I learned. Leadership is not about having all the answers. It is about helping people move forward when answers are unclear. The world today is full of uncertainty. Organizations change, technology evolves, unexpected situations and problems appear. Waiting for perfect conditions is not leadership. Helping people see possibility when they see only problems is leadership. Creating clarity when people see chaos, that is leadership. Every one of us will understand moments of disarray. A struggling team, a difficult project, a personal setback, all these are normal. A situation where you feel as though the map is lost or the compass appears broken. What do we do? In those moments, remember this. You do not need to know everything. You need not eliminate all the challenges. You simply need to identify the next step. Just when the unverified rumors of corona began to spread, before people would have fled like rats from a sinking ship, which is the normal propensity of people, we had arrived at our destination. Thank you. And I would just like to show you this particular video. 1 minute. Can you all hear it? It'll start.
No, still we are seeing your window, a text
Okay.
format.
Yeah, I'll just again show it. But just give me a minute.
Toastmaster Girija, are you facing any challenge in playing it? Toastmaster Girija? Don't think she's able to hear us.
Yes.
We are not able to hear or see anything.
Okay.
Okay. Are you going to play the entire clip?
Yeah, it's now ending.
But we are not able to hear. Can anyone confirm that? Are they able to hear or see anything?
Nothing.
No,
we
don't.
can't see or
Okay.
hear.
Nothing.
Toastmaster
Renosh,
Girija.
we cannot see the video, neither we can hear.
Toastmaster Girija, you might have to first click on that and start playing the video yourself, and then share the video once it is on your screen.
Okay.
Toastmaster Girija, if you want, I'll play it.
Okay. Can you?
Hold on. Give me a quick one.
Just wanted to share that experience. Pardon
See
me.
if it comes on the screen. Okay.
Yes.
I hope it's visible. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Girija. Not an easy fest to have been done, but fantastic. Thank you, Toastmaster Girija. And can we all, as audience, give a minute of time and give your feedback to our speaker in the chat box? Meanwhile, can I request our timer, distinguished Toastmaster Vrindavani, to provide the time report for the speakers, please?
Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
For the prepared speeches, speaker number 1, Huzefa, took 5 minutes, 53 seconds. Speaker 2, Siddharth, took 6 minutes 11 seconds. Speaker 3, Girija, she completed her spoken speech 10 minutes 30 seconds, but video time taken for the video to complete was 14 minutes 7 seconds. Thank you, and over to you.
Thank you. Thank you, timer. This is Toastmaster Brindavani. So we have two speakers who are qualified. I'll request Toastmaster Girija to kindly prepare the polls for the best speaker, which will come on the screen in a while. Please keep your eye on your mobile or iPad or laptop screens. You will see a poll for the best speaker coming on your screen. Please go ahead and you can vote for it. Meanwhile, let me proceed further. As leaders of the household, parents are the ones who ultimately steer the ship, guiding their families through calm and turbulent waters alike. It serves as a dedicated moment to express gratitude for the time, energy, and resources parents invest in their children. And it's an often invisible full-time career. The theme for the 2026 Global Day of Parents is Together for Parents. This theme highlights the necessity of viewing parenting as a shared responsibility involving families, communities, schools, and societies at large. Now we will move to the second part and the most spontaneous section of our meeting, the table topics, where we learn to speak off the cuff. Leadership often requires us to respond to the unexpected with grace. Table topic master Toastmaster Tarang Lalwani is here with us. By day, he navigates the complex world of data analytics, tuning members into strategic insights. But when he steps away from the screen, his propensity for high octane excitement takes over, fueled by pure adrenaline. Whether he's running marathons, playing badminton, watching football, or tracking the high speed drama of Formula One. Please welcome a man who brings precision of data and energy of an athlete to our stage. Welcome our table topic master, Toastmaster Tarang Lalwani, who is ready to sprinkle some magic with questions that may just surprise us. Remember, audience, to use the word propensity, and the idiom of the day is steer the ship in your speech. Toastmaster Tarang, the virtual stage is yours.
Thank you very much, DTM Renosh. Table topics. What are table topics? It's a session where everyone wants to participate, and it is one of the most interesting part of any Toastmasters meeting. Who else agrees with me? It is also one of the best times to practice impromptu speeches. Table topics a session is not only restricted to members alone. It can also be participated by the guests who are present today. Please use the word propensity and the idiom of the day. Steer the ship into your speeches. I have five topics in front of me today, and we will be working with those. Can the participants please raise their hands? Before we begin, can I please ask our timer, DTM Vrindavani, to guide us through our timing guidelines?
Sure, Toastmaster Tarang. For table topics, each speaker is encouraged to speak for 1 to 2 minutes. I will show the green card. Can you see? Yeah, I will show the green card at the end of 1 minute, yellow card at the end of 1 minute 30 seconds, and a red card at the end of 2 minutes. For the table topic speeches, we have a grace period of 30 seconds only on the upper side of the time limit. I will present the timing report when called upon by the table topic master. Thank you and over to you.
Thank you very much. In interest of time, we will have only 3 table topics today. So I see Manoj has raised his hand. Please select, please turn on. Thank you very much. And select any 5 numbers. Oh, sorry, 1 number out of 5.
Number 5.
Number 5. Okay. Very interesting. If you had an option to live your life in reverse, like you were starting from 100 and living your life in the reverse term, what would you think? How would your parents feel and how old would they be?
Sorry, say that again.
If you were to start your life in reverse from 100 to 1, what do you think? How old your parents be? And what would they think?
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and table topic masters. If I have to reverse my age, I would like to say that, I'm someone who is basically very naughty. I never made my dad and mother proud, if I have to say this one. Because I've always been like, it's a last backbenchers, always been. Studies was not so my cup of tea. I was always been failed. Generally, I get a mark of maybe 40, close to 40. Just because back in India, the score rates we have. And sports was something which was incredibly good. But I never got any medal for sports, by the way. I was always been someone who make loud noises, but never achieved that success and kind of thing. But long story short, if I look at back the whole trajectory of my career, parents, my mother is not there, but she would be looking from the top, would say that, my son, whatever you did it what you're good in it actually, which I am basically good in not doing nothing. But I have achieved what I really need to see from myself. I have the kind of wisdom today is that I make my own decisions. I make my own choice. I'm sure many of you have. But the kind of message probably they would be thinking about myself is that, even I have not made them proud. I've not got those kind of medals or the kind of things. But I never made them disappointed in certain things at the age that, they don't dislike me kind of thing. Long story short, whatever I have today, I don't have the kind of legacy what I got from parents, anything from there. Whatever I have achieved of my own, I'm sure many of you have the same thing. I don't have those 6 figures. I don't have an Aston Martin. I don't have a bungalow. I don't go holidays in many ways. But my family is happy where I am, actually. I make sure they have food on the table every time. I'm not a debt-ridden kind of person who has a huge amount of things. But that would be the kind of whole story. People don't get that kind of a success and achievement in this part of when you are living there. How good is that actually if you have that kind of ability where you can able to make your family happy, not by having those bungalows or the Aston Martin waiting in the park or something like that, but the kind of composite energy and the kind of togetherness staying with them. That would be the kind of thing if my parents would be seeing from the top. That's what they will be happy now by looking at what I have done for myself, at least what themselves, but by myself. With that, back to table topic master. Thank you.
Very well said. Very interesting way that you have driven the topic. I was not expecting that. So I can see second Manoj Lenka has also raised his hand. Good evening, TM Manoj.
Hi.
Which number of topic would you like? You have 1 to 4.
Let me go with number 1.
Wow, what an interesting topic. So, what if you were to become a parent today? Maybe right now. What would you
Come
think
again?
or do?
Could you repeat the topic, please?
What if you were to become a parent today? Or maybe right now at this moment? What would you think or do?
That sounds quite interesting. At the age of 58, again, lifting up a bundle of joy and kids, bundles of joy. I remember Gurudev Rabindranath Tagore writing, each child comes with that promise that God is not yet fed up with humanity. So each child comes with that promise. And if I can bring one more promise to this world, I think I'm helping to steer that ship, the cosmic ship, that somebody is planning how it should be steered. I'll become an instrument of that cosmic force. So a lovely thing that you say at this moment of 10:41, I'm holding that bundle of joy. That bundle of joy is smiling at me and I'm smiling back. And I see a smile radiating from your face too. That's what happens. The newness, the novelty is what life requires. And these kids have that flow that we lack. We become too very conscious in our own world, too very conscious that ensnares and stops us from being childlike. We can be childish, but what is that childlike innocence that I have lost? Maybe, once I pick up that bundle of joy, I'll be infected again with that childlike innocence to relive my childhood. It's often said, old age is like living your second childhood. And with another kid in my arms, it will become a lovely togetherness. Till I exit, it will become something that will cherish with a smile, radiating always, till I bid goodbye to everybody. Thank you.
Well said, well said. I can see TM Kuldeep Singh also has raised his hand. Please select or you have 2 to 4 topics, second to the fourth. Please select one.
I'll go with number 2.
Okay. What was the lesson that your parent taught you? Something which is still you're carrying with yourself in your heart.
Health is the wealth. That is what I can think when every morning I get up. Each day, my father's word, they resonate and they give me that propensity to ride the ship of that health that I carry to today. My father used to tell me, and even today, he's at this age also. He every time whenever he speaks to me, he checks whether I have taken care of my health. And health, he means that physical activity, whether I am able to do every day, whether I am eating proper food or not. This takes care of the physical aspect of the life. The second aspect that he checks whether I do little bit of dhyan, meditation or something to give strength to my mental well-being. And third is the emotions, whether I am overcoming those anxiety, those negative, and I am being a pleasant personality. All these three things, they are part of the well-being and they make you a great person. That is a great lesson that I have learned from my father, and that is what it has made me as Kuldeep Singh, which I'm standing in front of you as a person. And I bow down to my father when I remember the things that he has given to me, the invaluable lesson. Because in life, you can have a lot of money, you can have all the aspects, but when it comes to the enjoyment, in case you are blessed with a great health, you have taken care of your mental well-being, you are in charge, you are able to steer the ship of your emotions, you are going to do well, be it your personal endeavors or the professional, be it the delivering a speech in the Toastmasters. If you are keeping well and you have been doing well in all these three aspects, you will do well in all aspects of the life. Back to you, TTM Tarang Lalwani.
What a speech. I love the thought, health is wealth. Very well said. Now, can we have the timings of each participant? Timer TM Vrindavani.
Yes, sure. For the table topic session, Toastmaster Manoj took 2 minutes 42 seconds. Toastmaster Manoj Lenka took 2 minutes 12 seconds. Toastmaster Kuldeep Singh took 2 minutes 10 seconds. Toastmaster Manoj Lenka and Kuldeep Singh are qualified.
Thank you very much for the timings. Can we please have the polls in a minute? And over to you, back to DTM Renosh. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Table topic master, Toastmaster Tarang. Can you all give a big round of applause? Wow. I'm sure you have another few more which you are keeping with you, and maybe those who are staying behind at the end after we adjourn, if you'd like to know what those topics are, stay behind. All right. Now, while the polls are going on the screen, let me get on to my role before I take you to the last section of this meeting is, and I'm sure all of you might be putting in the chat box, who are the three characters? There are a few right ones. Who they are, I won't tell you right now, but we are getting close to the end of the meeting. So our first character, as you can see, the last clue that's coming out here has an emphasis on independent thought. His home life provided an environment where he was encouraged to pursue his own intellectual interests, such as classical music, philosophical reflection, and it became a central figure in his independent scientific method. Our second character has a volatile authority and an unstable foundation. The strict and often volatile relationship he had with his father, an environment of tension and conflict that some historians suggest contributed to his later attraction to authoritarian power structures. And a third character, emotional distance and dependency, but a legacy of duty. Though his childhood was marked by a distant relationship with his parents and raised by his nanny, who provided the stability and affection that he lacked at home. But despite his parents' emotional distance, his upbringing in high-stakes environment of British aristocratic politics instilled him a profound sense of imperial duty. Later, give him a recognition. Let's see if you got it right. These are the clues, and after I come back post the last section, let us see if you got it right. Do put it in the chat box if you got the answer. So, ladies and gentlemen, it is now time to get to the third and last section of our meeting. But before I do that, we are running behind time. Can I request an extension of our meeting by another 30 minutes? We are supposed to end by 11 o'clock India time. Let's make it a maximum of 20 more minutes after this. So 11:20, we should wind up. So can I request any of our members to please second the motion to extend our time by another 20 minutes?
Yes, DTM Reynolds, I second the proposal.
Okay, thank you so much. Evaluation is the heartbeat of Toastmasters. serving as the inner compass that helps us navigate our growth. Just as parents notice our propensity to slip up and gently guide us back on track, our evaluators provide the vital insights that is needed to shape better leaders, to steer the ship through this final crucial segment of our meeting. I'd like to welcome our general evaluator, Toastmaster Kuldeep Singh. Over to you.
Once again, good evening, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. Thank you very much, DTM Renosh, for conducting this meeting so smoothly and making it so interesting. But now it is the most interesting section that you will be experiencing. While the speaking builds the confidence, it is the evaluation which builds the excellence. Speech you may treat like a journey, and evaluation is like a map. While you steer the ship of delivering your next speech, you shall be able to overcome the propensity to overcome the mistakes. That is what the evaluation can do to you. In evaluation section, we not only evaluate the speeches, we evaluate the efforts put in by the speakers, we applaud, we celebrate the strength and identify the opportunity to transform the good speakers into a great communicators and leaders. This evening, my team and I have been observing carefully not only the speeches but each aspect of the meeting. And this is what we'll be deliberating in this evaluation section. To take this section forward, I would like to invite the timer to detail the timing guidelines for this section. Over to you, timer Vrindavani.
Thank you, General Evaluator. For speech evaluations, each evaluator has 2 to 3 minutes. I will show the green card at the end of the 2 minutes, yellow card at 2 minutes 30 seconds, and the red card at 3 minutes. For the speech evaluation, we have grace period of 30 seconds on either side of the time limit. I will present the timing report when called upon by the general evaluator. Thank you, and over to you.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster TTM Vrindavani. The first speaker was Toastmaster Huzefa Nulwala, Rewriting Myself, a Story of Rebirth. And the speech is being evaluated by Toastmaster Aseel Baid. I'll invite Toastmaster Aseel Baid to the virtual stage to deliver the evaluation for the Toastmaster Hufeja's speech. Over to you, Toastmaster Aseel.
Rebirth. Rebirth. Are you born again? Do you have to learn about life all over again? Until I learned, it's sort of a figure of speech. It's like saying that discovering myself, I'm reborn again, metaphorically. He had amazing gesture. I will give him that. I can feel he's connected with his audience with hand gesture. Using a joke. Break the ice. Good one. Starting a speech with a joke. I know because it's my secret weapon. Title: Rewriting Myself. Rewriting Myself. Did you grab a notebook and start writing your story? Instead, he used the stage and delivered a speech. Good job asking us a question. What a way to connect with audience. Even though it was your first speech, I felt you had good confidence. I did not notice you were nervous, maybe deep inside, but I felt you were confident. I felt you were ready, that you were ready to take the stage and deliver your speech. You were very clear. I do have a few areas of improvement for you so you can do even better for next time. When you ask the question, I wish you had waited the audience to answer. You could have gathered the audience their answer, like raise hands or nod. And your eye contact was okay, but if you could use a bit more, like pretend that this Zoom meeting is like a physical meeting so you can connect with your audience with eye contact. And if you could just use the bit of stage movement left and right so you can divide your speech. All in all, your speech was excellent. It didn't feel like it was ice breaking at all. Just work on your eye contact, stage movement. Next time you want to ask the audience a question, please wait for a reply and encourage them to reply so that each can connect with you. Over to you.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Aseel. A big round of applause for wonderful evaluation by Toastmaster Aseel. In the chat, you can give your feedback to Toastmaster Aseel on her evaluation. Meanwhile, we'll move forward. Evaluator number 2, Toastmaster Manoj Lenka, will be evaluating speech delivered by Toastmaster Siddharth Sadanandan. Behind every confident person. Over to you, Toastmaster Manoj Lenka.
Hello, everybody. Siddharth, you began your speech with a bright smile. Let's have that smile again. Yes, that lighted up the whole screen. We all felt happy seeing that smile of yours. It infected each of us. Now, with that well-begun speech, you had a wonderful conclusion. And sandwiched between this commendable commencement and conclusive conclusion was your life story, your journey of being mentored by somebody who took you from this stage to higher stage. And if the objective of the speech is sharing your experience of being mentored, that objective is met. Now coming on to other good things, conclusion, you didn't forget to use the word of the day and the phrase of the day. That's well done. Now, with all that well done, now let's see how it can be improved further. First thing, the title. Title was so very obvious behind every confident speaker. Why not make it bit thought-provoking? Maybe the unseen presence, the catalyst to confident speaking, something that's going to probe the mind of the audience. So think of this next time you get a chance to speak. Next, make the listeners co-partners in the travel, in the journey. If you had prepared for a wonderful speech for days together, 24/7, burning the midnight oil, and suddenly you get that stage, you have forgotten everything. Once you have that feeling, you cannot be having a smile on your face. It has to be a shocked expression. But you had that wonderful smile. Maybe you had a propensity to smile. That's good. But yes, as a speaker, we need to be actors on the stage. We need to make the audience feel what you felt at that time. So have different expressions on your face. Next, the flow was not natural. It was like you were reading from a script. Your language, your vocabulary was good, par excellent, but not conversational, not talking with the audience. So have that natural flow of as if you're interacting with the audience. Next, third thing is you're stressing each word. Like a sentence you said, I bubbled quite a bit. Each word is, even I bubbled quite a bit. Everything was stressed. To make it musical, the key word is bubbled. So I bubbled quite a bit. If you make this rhythmic sound, it's going to enhance the delivery and it's going to become appealing to the ear of the audience. If you stretch each word, it will become too much, jarring to the ear of the audience. So be careful, make it musical whenever you speak. And use speech variants, that is what making it musical. Take a required pause in between and have a wonderful title. Then your speech is there to the next notch. Thank you. Over to you.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Manoj Lenka. A big round of applause for Toastmaster Manoj Lenka. I'll request the audience to give your feedback through chat. The third speaker was Toastmaster Girija Deshpande, and the evaluator for her speech is DTM Ramkumar Nachupally. The title of the speech was Finding Direction in Disarray. I'll hand over the virtual stage to DTM Ramkumar Nachupally to deliver the evaluation report. Over to you.
Wow. Thank you for that amazing, wonderful, and resonating speech, I must say. Please give a round of applause. Finding the direction in disarray. It was not easy, though. She conquered many of the audience hearts today. The reason she has spoken from the heart. Please raise your hand if you felt. What is this leadership all about? Yeah. Norming, forming, knowing, delivering, at the end, the winning. That was not easy for her, but she had turbulent flight. How many of you faced in your life? I'm sure many of you. Yeah, raise your hand, be confident, at least raise your hand. Yeah, easy, right? In Toastmasters, I'm not asking you to say, yes, raise your hand. Yes, we all. Leader is the one who knows the way, goes the way, and shows the way. This is the famous quote from John C. Maxwell. And she is a true leader, I must say. I must applaud Toastmaster Girija Deshpande. Wow. Leadership is not destined when everything is organized. That is how she hooked the audience. And she went on telling about leadership is always to stand up and deliver. Rising up every time you fail, every time. She was mentioning about sponsorship. How many of you suffer the sponsorship during club contest, area contest, division contest? They promise, they never do. Even my childhood, I go and ask for Vinayak Chaturthi. Donate. They say, come tomorrow. I go happily as a kid. I was a child. When I go there, they don't open the door. Have you come across such movement? Maybe, may not be. Yeah. Or as a heritage. Something you're asking, please donate for orphan children. One coin is dropped. What coin will never suffice. But here she stood up with a great opening, great body, great intention of pouring herself, who couldn't sink in profound story of telling what she had experienced with emotions, civic action, appealing and powerful words, intriguing questions. Good pacing and very influential, I must say that. Because at the end, she also took us to the wonderful video. My eyes was captured the occasion. I should see more than 500 crowd jumping with happiness. Crowd were very in fiesta for everyone. And the captions were so captive, the celebration of art and Zumba, the dance, the something for all ages, and fabulous, fantastic. She also went about telling, where are we now? Where we need to be. That's the call for action to you, to me, and to everybody. Two things, if I have to ask. Collage, the video, while you present, that could have been more impactful. The two, time and tide wait for none, Girija. Excellent speech. These two things to summarize. Collage the photos, it could have saved your time 14 minutes. Your speech was supposed to be 7 minutes, 30 seconds. Almost 7 minutes have passed. So time is my concern, and collage, video, photos would have been more impactful. You are a true leader, and we learn from you. Keep it up. Don't choke it. We never know how close you are to the victor's crown. Thank you. Over to you.
A big round of applause for Toastmaster Ramkumar Nachupally. I again request everyone to give your feedback on the evaluation report delivered by Toastmaster Ramkumar. To move forward, I would like to call the counter for this meeting, Toastmaster Nant Ekalian, to come to the virtual stage and deliver her report. Over to you, Toastmaster Nant.
Thank you, General Evaluator. Propensity for repeating words are bound to be there, especially to our prepared speech speakers. Overall, everyone did a fantastic job today controlling their crunch words. They did not even give me a chance to speak longer. Well done, everyone. Over to you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for delivering a wonderful report. Now the next one is the Grammarian of the meeting, and this role was owned by Toastmaster Priya Rathore. I request Toastmaster Priya Rathore to come to the virtual stage and deliver her report. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Kuldeep. Well, today was a day of extremely good usages of grammar. My page is full, but I'm just going to read a little bit in the interest of time. Mastering my shaking legs. Keenly anticipate. Retreated to retreat himself at a retreat. You see a really good usage of words having different shades. Desperately choosing. Confidence is not the absence of fear, it is the willingness to act. Really like that one. Focus more on progress than on perfection. That was good too. Or since we are talking about quotes as well. Success has one face but many fingerprints. Again, another quote. When reality dawned, deplorable extravagance, high octane excitement, adrenaline. Precision of data, energy of an athlete. So that was a really good, it's a good usage of figurative expression. Trajectory, composite energy, and many more words. Now, there were some not so good usages of grammar that we are going to look at. I'm a member of two clubs. So we do not say two clubs, we say I am a member of two clubs because you're talking about two. When plurality is there, then we do not use the indefinite article a. Okay, if you had an option, health is a wealth. Again, this is incorrect use of articles. When we say health is a wealth, each day my father's words. Each day my father's word. You would say each day my father's words because there are many words. So plurality here we will take care of. It is the emotions. In this context, when it was said, it is the emotion of, because we were talking about one singular one. So I would say that our understanding about the singularity and plurality, the count and non-count nouns is very essential here. The delivering the speeches at the Toastmasters. Okay, so here again, I see a lot of use of the definite article the. Delivering speeches at Toastmasters. We do not need the definite article the at all here. You will do well in the life. Again, the use of definite article. When we are talking about life in general, we do not use the definite article. I didn't notice that you are nervous. You were nervous in that context because it is using the past tense. Now, since we also share pronunciation related errors, the sir and sure swore is seen, I would say, quite evidently. So whenever we say sh, we shrill, like you're brushing your teeth and we go sh, sh, sh sound. And the sir is different because we've seen errors like sharing for sharing, leadership for leadership, mission for mission, Toastmasters International, it will be international. Give the shrill, brush your teeth, like this, and just, okay. Evaluation section will be evaluate, brush your teeth again. Evaluation section, Okay, that shrill is required. And apart from that, the last here is the word of the day and phrase of the day. I'm so glad that it was used by almost everybody on the screen. Toastmaster Kuldeep Singh, our general evaluator, Toastmaster Huzefa, used it many times. In fact, 3 times I've seen Toastmaster Manoj Lenka, Toastmaster Siddharth Sadanandan, Toastmaster Renosh Thomas, Toastmaster Girija Deshpande, Toastmaster Nand Kalyan, and if I have missed on anybody else, I'm human to err. Well then, thank you very much, and over to the general evaluator, Toastmaster Kuldeep.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Priya, for a comprehensive report. The next is the timer. So I'll request timer DTM Vrindavani Malik to come to the virtual stage and deliver her report. Over to you, DTM Vrindavani.
Thank you, General Evaluator. Evaluator 1, Aseel took 2 minutes 30 seconds. Toastmaster Manoj Lenka took 3 minutes 30 seconds. Toastmaster Ramkumar took 3 minutes 52 seconds. Aseel and Toastmaster Manoj Lenka are qualified. Thank you, and over to you.
Thank you very much, DTM Vrindavani. May I request the Sergeant at Arms to run the poll for the speech evaluators and the tag team? So while the voting is going on, I'll start my general evaluation report. So what a wonderful meeting with great learning experience. I didn't expect that I'll be getting so much out of this. It was 2 hours plus speech, 2 hours plus meeting with the 3 wonderful speeches. And it is the planning behind the scene that makes the difference. I saw the DTM Renosh preparing, planning for this wonderful experience that we had in this meeting. And introduction of the speakers, that is what stood out for me for this meeting. The virtual background that we had, many of us we had in the background to give a similarity. That is something again very, very marvelous experience that I had. A truly global experience. Toastmasters coming from India, Middle East, and Africa. Tag team, they have done a wonderful job. DTM taking the role in the tag team, it is something quite interesting for me. What I like the most in the meeting is the transition from the presiding officer to the Toastmaster of the day. Even with the changing of the attire and coming back, that is something very, very interesting. That gives the sincere efforts put in by the TMoD and who was the presiding officer as well for this meeting. Table topic master did a wonderful job, interesting topics. And the speakers, they were spotlighted, whosoever came to the speech. These were the good things that they stood out for this meeting that I really liked. Having said that, in every meeting, there are certain things which need improvement to give a better experience to the member. And one of them, yes, it is very obvious, it is the time management. Each one of us is responsible. Whatever time has been allotted to us, within those given minutes that we have in our hand, we should be able to do our job well. That will make a greater experience, because members, they may have certain commitment, and in life also whatever time has been allotted to us, in case we have that propensity to exceed that, we won't be able to ride the ship in the right earnest. The Toastmaster of the day, the host, whenever he sees that time is exceeding, I think he can ride the ship of time management, and then can do wonders. Due to paucity of time, we could take only 3 topics in table topic section. That I believe should have been a little more. Otherwise, all the role plays, they've done their role very well. Evaluators, they did do the evaluation by having this CRC approach: commendation, recommendation, and commendation. Therein also we observed that one of the evaluator exceeded the time allotted. I think that is the important aspect that we need to manage. It comes again back to the timing. With all that, it's a wonderful experience that I had, so many things to learn and take forward. With that, I hand over the stage, virtual stage, back to the Toastmaster of the day to take this meeting forward. Over to you, DTM Renos.
Thank you, General Evaluator. Can we give a big round of applause to our General Evaluator, Toastmaster Kuldeep Singh? We've taken notes of the points that we will definitely enhance. And yes, we come up with creativity. Time is always there when it happens, but definitely we will look into that factor as well. Thank you so much. We are running the polls right now for the best role players coming on the screen. However, let me use this moment of time. For the Global Day of Parents is an opportunity for individuals and communities to pause and acknowledge the impact of caregivers. And there are different ways to do this. You express gratitude, share messages of thanks, writing cards, memorable gifts. You have family centric or family centered activities, shared hobbies. In fact, today I saw a news in the local newspaper here in Dubai that one of the person made a family tree that dated way back in 1828 and was called by the ruler of this country and to acknowledge them. Creating family trees to celebrate their bonds and various other community events can definitely help engage and how to observe this Global Day of Parents. And do you all remember what is the theme of 2026 Global Day of Parents? Anybody remembers? I just mentioned that in my script a couple of minutes ago. Together for Parents. That's the theme for the Global Day of Parents. Together for Parents. Now, let me see if anyone has got, few of you have got the answers right. However, not fully. So for those who have got it, please, what I request you to do is put in your name and your contact number in the chat box, and we will share you the certificate post the meeting. Right. So now, can anyone guess who is the first character and why I brought these 3 characters, ladies and gentlemen, to you is to show all the 3 of them are contemporary in age. How does an influence from a family or upbringing, even the education and character building, will lead you who you are going to be? And if you remember in the presidential address of distinguished Toastmaster Renosh Thomas, tells you the value of a person is the people that surround him or her. This is the only intention of why I wanted to bring 3 different characters born around the same time frame. Does anyone know who the first character is? You can unmute and you can say there is no problem. before I display
Was it
the
Steve Jobs?
person. I got Steve Jobs. A few have given me any other answers coming up. The
Tesla.
person. Who's that?
Tesla.
Yes, Tesla. You mean, okay. Don't forget the person is born in the 19th century, so would be in the 1800 something.
Nicholas Tesla.
Nicholas Tesla. Okay, okay. I purposely did not mention the country here. If I mention the country, except for the last, which is British Royal College and all that, that I understand. Except for the last, I did not want to expose it will become quite easier then. So that's why I purposely removed the country, the place, the background to that. So the first character is Albert Einstein. More about science, mathematics, influence from the electrical background of his father and uncle that he was working with, how it shaped a person to be like Albert Einstein. The second person had a volatile background. Father lost early, grew up separated. There were a lot of hiccups in the character development. Anybody knows who the second character is? Well, some of you got it correct.
Hitler.
That is absolutely right. Adolf Hitler is the second character. And the last person towards the British politics, because he figured not much of education, but more into practical aspects of doing things. Any guesses on the third character? Absolutely right. Winston Churchill. Three different people, same period of time, outcome different. So if you got any of these right, put your name and number in the chat box and we will share you the certificate soon. So before I conclude, I hope today's theme reminded each and every one of us that leadership starts at home. Whether you are a parent, a mentor, or simply a supportive friend to a fellow Toastmaster, remember that you are building a foundation for someone else's success. So let us go out today and lead with the same patience, encouragement, and dedication that our first leaders, our parents, showed us. I thank you for your time, your stories, and your leadership for each and every one of you for being a supportive audience. I would now hand over the control to the club president, distinguished Toastmaster Renosh Thomas. But before that, I'm giving control to Toastmaster Girija to announce the results. Following that, our club president will take over. Over to you, Toastmaster Girija.
Hope you all can see the certificates. So here you find certificate of recognition for securing audience appreciation for presenting the best prepared speech to Toastmaster Huzefa Nulwala. Yes. For securing audience appreciation for presenting the best table topic speech, Toastmaster Manoj Lenka. I wish he was here. He had to leave. Congratulations. For securing audience appreciation for the best evaluator to Toastmaster Manoj Lenka. So these are certificates of recognition which are secured by after the poll. Certificate of recognition for securing audience appreciation for the best main role player as Toastmaster of the day to Distinguished Toastmaster Renosh Thomas. For securing audience appreciation for the best auxiliary role player as Grammarian to dear Toastmaster Priya Rathore. Congratulations. These are certificates of appreciation. Without your support, we couldn't have had this club meeting. Each one of you, with your versatility and your experience, enriched our knowledge, information, and expertise. I'm sure we are a step higher, better now at the end of this meeting because of your participation. So the certificate of appreciation goes to first Distinguished Toastmaster Ramkumar Nachupally for supporting us as an evaluator. Thank you very much. Million thanks to you. Certificate of appreciation for supporting us as an evaluator to Toastmaster Manoj, Lenka. Certificate of appreciation for supporting us as an evaluator Toastmaster Aseel said. Thank you so much, all three of you. Certificate of appreciation for supporting us as timer, like the general evaluator said. It is really amazing that being a distinguished Toastmaster, you took up the role of timer. No role is big or small, and you demonstrated it. I appreciate you for being a role model. Thank you so much. And for supporting us as our counter, Toastmaster Nand Ekling. Thank you so much. It was wonderful. Probably would again meet soon. And certificate of appreciation for supporting us as grammarian to Toastmaster Priya Rathore, and certificate of appreciation for guiding us as general evaluator to Toastmaster Kuldeep Singh. Thank you for your participation. You all enriched our meeting and made our day better. Thank you so much. And over to you, Presiding Officer Renosh Thomas. Over to you.
Thank you, Vice President Education. And I would also like to give a big round of applause to our Toastmaster of the day, Distinguished Toastmaster Renosh Thomas. All right, shake hand to you. You can go and now relax. I know you need a big round of applause. Go have some coffee. All right. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I know it's been a fantastic time, and all of us being here today in this meeting, I definitely thank each and every one of you who have been part of this. It means a lot to us. Our meetings happen fortnightly every 2 weeks, Sundays in the evenings. Thank you so much, each one of you. I'm not going to call out again those names because it has been already done, and I thank each and every one of you here for being part of this meeting. Those who would like to stay behind after I adjourn to talk to us, we can collaborate, give your feedback, please do stay behind. If I take long, it might be midnight out there in India. So let me take this moment to adjourn meeting number 107.